Hi, my friend, it's Pat Sloan here. So I am having the last Christmas peep. There's a gingerbread. Actually, it has a gingerbread smell. A little taste adds to the coffee. So nice, so nice. And this was a mug I got when I was out visiting my mom in Montana last summer. And tomorrow is Mom's birthday. I should have been drinking this tomorrow on her birthday. Tomorrow, Mom's birthday, and she's gone around the sun 84 times. Awesome, Mom, awesome. Okay, it is Perfect 10 Day, and we're going to look at some smalls. I need to sort through my smalls, and I thought smalls being smaller pieces, and I am going to take you along. And we're not going to look at every single piece because there's way too many, but I am going to walk you through as much of the process as I'm going to fit in here. I also have the backing for the drawing room ready to go to the magical long armor, to the spa. It's going to go to the spa. Okay, behind me. This is, I wanted to pull this yesterday for Polka Dot Day, and maybe I was lazy. I knew I wasn't going to talk about it very much, and I had other things I had to hang up, and I thought, okay, I'm just going to put it up today because I love this quilt. I made this quilt. This is my bobbins and bits fabric, the border there from Moda when I was with Moda. So years ago, some of you did this. This was done in 2014. So it was done 10 years ago. 10 years ago. And I love it so much. It's called Toffee Bars. I believe I put it in a magazine originally, and then it went into a book. I don't remember which book it's in. One of my discontinued books, of course. But I'm thinking, see, like what I love about it is it's got polka dots and stripes. Let me get the other camera a second. So these are super simple blocks set on point. Here is one block. And then my friend Cindy, when she quilted this, she quilted little orange peels in each of these. And she's got, oh, look at that. Look at this, the detail. And there's hoops out here, just in lines here. Just so cool. She did lines through this part. But this is a block, and this is a block. And what I'm thinking, I think there's like 32 blocks, plus that setting. And what if we did this for block a day in March? March we do a block a day. So it actually would be two different kind of blocks to do this one. And you'd have to do a few more because, you know, then you have to do the half squares for the setting. And when you set diagonal, if you've never done a quilt diagonal, you sew your rows. And it's really very fun. Yeah. Leave me a comment here at YouTube and tell me if you think it would be fun to do something like this. You know, you could then add border or not, you know, so you could stop it here if, you know, or just put one little tiny border. You know, I did that inner graduated borders. This is a batik of mine as well from that same line, and this is a batik backing that I did. See, there you can see. See, there's leaves in the border. Cindy did a lot of custom work on this. Look at that. Look at that. Look how pretty all of that is. Well, let me know, because I thought, you know, I love this so much, and I always like to do something where we can use like a big print for March, like maybe, you know, or use your novelty prints. And this has basically, we're talking gray and green, right? Gray and green, and then I've got the stripe. So there's like one color, and then a color here, and then whatever, you know, so it's very controlled. So like the centers then could be all the different novelty prints. I would do mine with getting another polka dot. I would find another polka dot, pick whatever colors I'm going to do. Maybe I would do navy, and then, you know, or red. Really, red. I could do red for where the gray is, and then a red stripe, red and white stripe for the stripe, and then maybe pink or purple or gray where the green is, maybe gray, red and gray. I don't know, but I just think it'd be fun. Then I had to find a white with red polka dot, or red with white polka dot. See, I had to find the polka dot first. Gotta find the polka dot first. I have until the end of February to discover a polka dot to use enough of. First I gotta find the pattern too. Anyway, leave me a comment. Leave me a comment. I know that's quite digressed, a little conversation, but I got this out, and every time I just love the layout. I love how easy it is and effective, because anything you put on point always looks better. So really let me know. It's a tad bit more work. You're going to do something on point, so it's going to take you a little bit more with the setting. You have to make a few more than one a day, but it might only be like 2 more blocks, which isn't that bad. And they're all squares and rectangles until you get to the setting, which will have big triangles, and so it's not too bad. So let me know. I'm thinking on that, because I do have to put together a pattern for you for block a day in March. So March every year we do block a day, or at least since I started it, which was I think in 2020. Didn't like the world like reboot? Like there's so much. 2020, like everybody just went, okay, reset. We got to do things exciting and fun, and then and actually a lot of people now are like, after 3 years of that sort of high level of frenzy, there's a lot of people going, whew, okay, let's do a little bit less. I haven't quite hit that point. I'm sure I will. That's okay, because I'm not traveling on the road, so like I'm home and it's just wonderful. All right. So I've digressed way beyond. Perfect 10. I have got it says horse on there because that's the fabric, so I can find it. Before I had anything I'd made with it, I was putting in here. But I want to get some up on the wall. But before I do that, and I also have the some Ambassadors Perfect 10s to share. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and spend a little time looking at my smalls, and then we'll wrap up with some Perfect 10 blocks on the wall. All the smalls are kept in here on a shelf. I've got fabric on these 2 shelves. This is smalls, lots of smalls. You know, it doesn't look that bad just looking at it, but and most of them are here. I don't have them sorted in the other places, but the thing is, they're little, so there's like lots of stuff stacked in there, plus the things that are hanging, but there's very little of it in other spots. I you know, it also includes pillowcases. See here, you can see a pillowcase. So what I'm going to do is take both of these and go over there. I'm going to take the pillows off the sofa. I'm going to take this stuff off the table, the coffee table, and I'm going to use that as just sort of a sorting area, and then talk about it as I'm going through it. Okay, I'm ready to sort. Cleared. I did move the pillows over here. Greg tends to sit here. This is kind of his chair, so I know he's going to be so thrilled to have pillows on it. He's not going to be thrilled. He comes down. It's like, well, you just have to sit somewhere else. This is, I don't know if I ever showed you this. This was from my mother-in-law's, belonged to Greg's mom. And it's a little sewing cabinet. And it was something that they purchased. It wasn't like, you know, made by somebody's, you know, in their garage. It was purchased. So we're just so delighted to have that. Okay, let me get going. Now that they're on the coffee table, it looks like a lot more. This is one stack, and then these 2 are usually stacked on top of each other, but they're all smushed down. They're basically up to the rafters of that table. You know, really can't go any higher. I tend to have them sorted. Here, let me just flip the camera around. Let's chat a second about these. So I tend to have them sorted by season. That's what I've done the few times that I've kind of gotten in here and sorted them out, so that there would be spring, you know, spring, fall, winter, summer. And they're kind of grouped like that. But I decorate in a little bit more detail. I decorate like blue and red for Valentine's, and then spring tends to be like 2 months, and then I have patriotic, and then other summer stuff, etc. So there's actually, I decorate in more than just 4 seasons. But for me, I think I can group them by 4, and that will just be easier in the long run for me to find things, because I know what, you know, season they're in. And I just have too many. and so some of them are going to need to go to new homes. They go to charity organizations that generally they're going to organizations that can display them. They need, they decorate a nursing home or something like that, which is just awesome. Then they don't have to buy something, and they can hang things on the wall, little things. They can put them on a coffee table, in the offices. They tend to put them in those kind of areas. So it just brightens their space, which I think is just delightful, and I'm so grateful to have people who will enjoy them instead of just sitting there. There are some that I will keep for kind of sentimental reasons, like one of my first ones from a fabric line, my first fabric line. Here, I'll just grab it. Hold on. This one was from my very first fabric line called Old Blooms with P&B Textiles. And, I just will keep this one for a really long time because it is small, so I don't have to, worry about space. And I just thought it's just so charming and just such a great memory. So what I'm going to do is I will go through some and group them, and then I'll talk about some of them and show them to you. I mean, there's just way too many to see them all, but you see them as I decorate with them, but I will go through and get some of them all, figured out and ready and just some groupings, and I'll stop as I'm going along. So, okay, so let's stop talking and get to it. There's the cleared space, just in case you wanted to know what it looked like. And this is in my dining room. It looks out on my deck. And when you're out here, there is my studio, which is actually, looks like it's an extension that they, added on, but this is how the house was designed and made. This is how the house came. The family room is an extension out the back. And then of course you have seen into my kitchen. So there we go. There's the shelf ready to be refilled back up. I'm going to put, that's a winter and a spring, and that are keepers, and I'm trying to kind of fold them for that shelf. This will be a giveaway stack there. That was fun to do. It was in a calendar or something. These are my kind of long-term keepers. I think I'm gonna stack them, and then they can go into seasonal after that. So that's what's going on there. Here, I'll put this one down there too. Look how cute. This was made by one of our friends for me. Isn't that sweet? Okay, that goes down there too. So, and that will be resorted then, but I need to kind of get through them. Oh my gosh, is March winter? Like, how many months do we do? Like, is March, April, May? That should be spring. Okay. I did this Mariner's Compass many years ago. I actually did it when I was learning to quilt. It is drafted. I drafted the Mariner's Compass, learned to draft, which was just an incredible skill to learn how to draft patterns. So I drafted the Mariner's Compass, I drafted the half compasses, and then the entire pattern. And that was part of the workshop. Then it's all hand-pieced and hand-quilted. And you can see on the back where I had black on the front, I used black thread to quilt it. There's no date, but it was one of maybe the third or fourth quilt class that I took, and I was taking classes like bang, bang, bang. Right after my beginner class, I just took whatever they offered next, like the double wedding ring and this Mariner's Compass. So this is actually, this is a life keeper. I'm gonna put it though since I'm right here, I'm gonna put it in the summer pile. Ooh, I'm down to the Valentines. These will be coming out for February. This one was a free pattern. We also did a huge big one, and this is a free pattern. These were just extra blocks I put together. So are butterflies spring to you or summer? I put them in spring. Plus, look, I made this so many years ago. It's a free pattern at American Patchwork and Quilting Magazine's website. But, oh yeah, this is a free pattern too. Did the butterfly itself that I did for a fat quarter shop. Then I think the setting, I don't know, maybe it's on my website. There's a single pineapple, which I love, with the buttons on it. Okay, so what season is that? Maybe school? It's got rulers. It could be fall. Could be a fall one. This was done for the Button Club, years ago for the Fat Quarter Shop, so it's a free pattern on my website. Just say Button Club Log Cabin, maybe, I don't know, or go to Google and Pat Sloan Button Club Log Cabin. It'll probably come up. So I don't know, I think I'm going to put it in fall. My favorite bunny runner, this pattern, the rabbit anyways, the rabbit shape, was from I think Jan Patek, one of her books. So I did a partial. I just sewed the fabric, you know, like it was one piece was this, one piece was that, and then I cut the applique out of it there was a seam, so I cut the applique out so you get like 2 colors on there. I just love this so much, and there's no batting in this one. It is got like a brushed cotton on the back, so, and it's a little bit heavier weight on the backing, and I just, you know, just did it that way. One of my faves. I still have all of this to go through, and I have not put much on the giveaway pile yet. Eee. So here are a few things. This rainbow is, I don't know if you remember doing this, Andre tutte bene is Italian for everything will be okay. And we did this at the start of COVID because the Italian children were like writing this with the rainbows on sheets and things and throwing them out the windows of their homes to show support for each other, because Italy was hit very hard, very, very hard in the beginning, before the rest of us were even hit hard. So during the pandemic. And then I did a little one. This cute little fox is something that is something I did free with the Fat Quarter Shop. And then I've got these stacks. This particular one is colors, it's table runners. They're all these different, just the stripes, and it's used in my machine quilting book to practice your stitches. Just practice different machine stitches, and you have this really fun format. I did circles on that one. There, see? And this is all in the machine quilting book. These are things that were kind of groups of quilts done for mostly magazines or patterns that are out of print, and I just have not been able yet to sort of disperse them, and so they're probably just going to stay like this and go maybe in a deeper archive on one of the other shelves rather than the regular shelf where these other color things are. These I'm going to split up by color, so the seasons. So I've got winter, spring, summer, and then my fall, which is looking pretty small there. I have kind of a small fall grouping. And I've got this, I've showed you before, was a Kindred Spirits, who is not in business anymore, is a Kindred Spirits pattern based on something they saw, which was an antique quilt. And so basically it's like a tree with a few leaves and this little personal stuff on it that's so fun. Some of you may have had that pattern. And then I remember there's a bunch of cross-stitch smalls in here that I think I'm going to go through and let some of those go to new homes, because I'm just not displaying all of them. I'm going to see what my favorites are, because I would like to do new ones too. Okay, so that is it. I've got only a small stack of things so far. We'll see if I add a few more. But the deal is I've already done this a couple of times. I've already gone through all of these things several times before. So I'm not surprised that I only have a few, because I'm just not ready to get rid of any other ones right now, which is fine. And they're back on the shelf. So I have got summer, spring, fall, winter, and those deep dive ones I put on another shelf. So they're still pretty tight. There isn't much room. Like when I take the things down, this time I'll be putting up spring things, so they're just kind of switch out that volume. And as I make more smaller things, there isn't much room here. So I don't know. Next time I go through it, I'll probably have to be a little bit more ruthless, give myself a little bit more space, because I don't use all of them. So I'll probably evaluate that in another 2 years or something and see which ones haven't I really ever put out, and then that'll help. Or as I put a group away, you know, like look at what I didn't put up, and that'll be a section to go live somewhere else. Well, I hope you enjoyed walking through those with me. I am so glad that I got that done, and they're nice and tidy now. And I hope when I kind of take the seasons out and put what's up away, that I can keep those bundles, keep them kind of nice. Obviously, whatever's out already will have to go into the spring section, which will mean winter's even bigger than the stack that's already in there. Fall is still a small stack, so it's like, oh, that's cool. I can do some more fall ones. Like, no, not get rid of them. Make more. That's how we think. Don't forget to enter for the sewing machine giveaway from my friends at Sewing Parts Online. The link is in the description box below and at my website on one of the article from the other day. So yesterday, right? Yeah, it was yesterday. So you can go to their website and enter. You can enter through the end of the month, but don't forget. All right, the Ambassadors Quilt-Along from the book The Perfect 10, using a layer cake, and I am using the horse fabrics to do a quilt with all those different fabrics that you sent me. But first, let's take a look at a couple of blocks from the Ambassadors. Lylene is using this bundle of Tilda fabric called Hibernation. Isn't that going to be gorgeous? Oh my goodness, can't wait to see. Kathy is moving along with her absolutely stunning fabrics and that beautiful red sashing. Red, everything red. Kendall has pulled into his tulip pinks. This looks like a circus, right? Look with the stripes and the heart in the one block. Oh, it's going to be so good. Melissa is moving along with her beautiful blocks, and here's another group of them that she finished. And Suzanne finished another group of hers, and so her quilt is growing. Look at this. This is the cover. She and Melissa are doing, and you'll see the next one, Yvonne, are all doing the cover quilt of the book. Here is Yvonne. She has a whole strip. Now she's doing a sashing with a tiny little cornerstone, and she said she has an entire bolt of that pink fabric. Lots of pink quilts in her future. And we'll end with a picture from our Ambassador Laura, who is sewing on her sewing machine, Beverly. And there is a whole stack of things going on there. So darling. So I hope that you start showing some of your blocks. I'll try to collect some of those up. You know, I can't do everyone that's shown at Quilt-Along with Pat Sloan at Facebook, but I will get some of them and show them next week. So share. You have to share pictures. That's the only way I can get them. So I have the blocks I had already done and the blocks I just sewed from that stack. I just sewed that whole stack up. So the stack is now ready for me to cut. I think I have to cut 14. I have 14 more blocks to do. So this is all ready to go, and I have to switch the rotation because this particular quilt that I'm doing, the vanilla quilt, one row is one way, then they're rotated for the second row, rotated back, rotated. So let me just put them up on the wall and then we'll take a look. Here you get a feel for it. So I would rotate some, like I would not put those two close, the white and the light, and they're the same print. I would just switch a few around, but still I have more to do. Like I said, I have 14 more, so they're going to get a little bit more mashed up. Couple more rows. I think there's another vertical. I think it's 5 across on the pattern. Plus the sashing is the green, so it won't have that light sashing. It'll be dark, but it is so fun. And I'm mixing up so that the red, like I'll pop the red into a few more of the blocks, so that pops around. The lights the same way, popping around, so that you get that variety going across everything. It is looking good. Okay, here's one I'm leaving in. It looks like the legs from this. These are totally different fabrics, 2 different fabrics, but it looks like the legs are part of that horse in a way, but I am leaving it. I think that is the charm. That is the charm. You got to leave a little fun in every so often. All right, my friend, it is pie day. So if you have a favorite pie, and I used to go out to see my mom, and we would go to a place called Montana Pie. So if you are from Montana area and you remember Montana Pie, I don't think they exist anymore, but we had the yummiest pies there. So I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.